My ex left me and our kids for real love, then asked me to pay for her stepkids' summer camp. So I took her to court. Hello Reddit talkative here. Alright brothers, buckle up. I've been sitting on this story for years, biting my tongue, playing the nice guy, keeping it civil for the sake of the kids. But I'm done. I'm 38 now, divorced, and a full-time dad to 2 incredible kids who light up my world. Meanwhile, my ex? She's been treating co-parenting like a hostage negotiation. With me as the hostage. Let me take you back. I was 27, just living my life. Gym, work, beers with the boys, no drama. Then, one summer day, I met Brittany at a backyard barbecue. You know the type. Laugh like sunshine, eyes that cut through a crowd, looking like she belonged in a Target ad. I cracked some dumb joke about burnt burgers, and she actually laughed. I thought I was hot shit. 8 months later, we were married. Yeah, hindsight. The first year wasn't bad. We were learning each other. Then she got pregnant with our son, Declan, and I was over the moon. I'm talking the kind of joy where you stare at your newborn like he's made of stardust and miracle glue. That little guy had my eyes and her nose, wrapped up like a Chipotle burrito on my chest, while I paced the living room at 2 a.m., humming off-key lullabies. I was dead tired, and the happiest I'd ever been. But then something changed. She got colder, distant. Every little thing I did seemed to annoy her. I'd come home after a 10-hour shift and be met with, "The baby's been fussy all day. Must be nice to escape." Escape? I was killing myself to provide for this family. Still, I tried. Breakfasts before work, date nights, surprise gifts. One night I set up a whole thing, our favorite restaurant, a necklace she'd been eyeing, my mom ready to babysit. I came home early with flowers and told her to get dressed. She sighed like I'd just asked her to run a marathon. Dinner was a disaster. She spent half the time on her phone, barely talked, and gave the necklace a thanks, like I'd handed her a receipt. That night, I drove home in silence, wondering if my marriage was already dying, and I just hadn't noticed. Then, surprise, pregnant again. By the time Zara was born, the red flags were waving in 4K. She was always on her phone, flipping it over when I walked in the room. Secretive, distant, classic sketchy behavior. One night, her phone lit up while she was in the shower. "I miss talking to you too," from some dude named Jason from work. Emotional cheating, at the very least. I confronted her calmly, just asked what was going on. She gave me the classic, "You're controlling," and "Can't I have friends?" routine, but I wasn't born yesterday. I stopped chasing, focused on the kids, showed up, did what needed to be done. Then one day, boom, divorce papers. No talk, no counseling. Just, "I deserve better." Better than what? A man who got up at 3 a.m. for bottle duty while you ghosted the family? I wanted to yell. Instead, I swallowed it. Took the high road, for the kids. We split everything 50-50. Custody, assets, no child support. Both of us had decent jobs. I signed those papers like I was amputating my own damn heart. Fast forward. She meets a guy named Derek. Not Jason, by the way, which told me a lot. Derek works like 20 hours a week in marketing, which is code for sits on LinkedIn all day while she pays the bills. They get married. Now my kids have a stepsister, Lyra, and a new half-brother, Nathan, the new blended family. I met Derek at a preschool drop-off. Dude's in an Ed Hardy shirt in 2016, and walks up like he owns the place. "Hey, you must be the ex." "I'm Derek. Heard a lot about me, huh?" "Yeah, I bet." It only got worse from there. I dropped off the kids one weekend and saw the front door decorated with this cheesy wooden sign, "The Johnson Ellis Blended Family." All their names painted in pastel colors. Guess whose name wasn't on it? Yeah, mine. But here's the kicker, the part that finally made me snap. A few weeks ago, Brittany had the absolute nerve to call me and say, "Hey, Lyra and Nathan want to go to this awesome summer camp. It's a little pricey. I thought maybe you could help pitch in." I blinked. Her husband's kids, not mine. Not my responsibility. Not my problem. So I said no. She tried guilt. Manipulation. But it would mean so much to Declan and Zara to go with their siblings. Still no. Then she got nasty. Threatened to adjust custody. Said I was being selfish. That was my limit. I took her to court. Turns out, her new household income, with Derek working part-time, wasn't even close to mine. The judge sided with me. Firm boundaries. Financial responsibilities are tied to biological or legal children only. If Derek wants to play super dad, he can foot the bill. Now she's furious, embarrassed, and suddenly very polite. She's been sending texts like, "Maybe we should revisit the schedule," and "Would you be open to more time with the kids?" all while her husband sulks in the background, pretending his fantasy football league is a career. And me? I'm good. My apartment is now a home. The mattress is on a frame, the TV's on a real stand. My kids have 2 rooms, more love than ever, and a dad who never walked out. So yeah, she left me and our babies for her idea of real love, and now she's begging. I still remember the first time I dropped the kids off at their new house. Brittany had decorated the front door with this giant wooden sign that read, "The Johnson-Ellis Blended Family." All their names painted in pastel colors. No mention of my last name, even though my blood ran through 2 of those kids. Whatever. I told myself it wasn't worth fighting over painted wood. Fast forward a few years. I kept my head down, paid for everything my kids needed, stayed civil, even when Brittany and Derek played house like they invented it. But then, a month ago, Brittany had the audacity to message me asking if I could help pay for Lyra and Nathan's summer camp fees. Not Declan's. Not Zara's. Their kids. I laughed so hard I had to sit down. She said it was for the sake of the family dynamic. I told her, sure, I'll pay, when hell freezes over. She didn't like that. Suddenly I was bitter and childish, so I took her back to court, and guess what? Judge saw right through her. I now have primary custody. She gets visitation and has to pay me child support. Now Brittany's blowing up my phone, begging to talk things out, saying she misses having a real partner in parenting. Too late. You don't leave your real family behind and then come begging when your fantasy life crumbles. I'm finally free. And my kids? They're thriving. And that's the real win.